Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lemon Live at 5. I'm so glad that you could join us this evening. Coming up on the program, now you guys know that's not what I do. What a shit show last night. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the breaking news, MAGA eating itself. And the question is, after witnessing that poop show last night, does Donald Trump hate America? I'm beginning to think that he really, really hates America. If you watched last night, you were like, wait, what is going on here? Does he hate America? Is he using, I said last night, I hated that he was using people as props last night, especially that little boy. Now, don't get me wrong. Because I saw that they said, someone was like, Nicole Wallace gets in trouble for politicizing this little kid with cancer. No. Donald Trump politicized this kid with cancer. Donald Trump politicized this kid with cancer, not anyone other than Donald Trump. So my thing is, if you listen to that last night and how much I feel like he hates America, that he's using now America as a prop. You feel me? He's using America as a prop. Yeah, I said it. To prop up himself, to get rich with this crypto coin. He doesn't care about the emoluments that the president is supposed to divest of any business and not make money off the presidency. He doesn't care. He's making money off the presidency and will continue to, and he's doing it right out in the open, right in your face. And all of this talk that they said last night about how much what they're doing for America is all a pipe dream that may or may not come true, especially now considering that the courts are going against him, which sets us up for, I say that I believe that we're already in a dictatorship, right? We're already in an autocracy. We are. I feel that we are. That's my opinion. And what happens with the court, whether he defies the breaking news that I'm going to tell you about, that will decide whether we are in a complete dictatorship. And then we have the Democrats. Everyone wants to know, what are they doing? What are the Democrats doing? Are they fighting back enough? Why are they so stuck, quite frankly, on decorum? Decorum for who? I just, Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi, I am told, said, maintain your dignity, something along the lines of that. And I respect both of them for their knowledge. They're very highly educated. They know Washington, D.C. They are very respected and respectable. Thank you, Lenise Smith. Democrats are asleep at the wheel. So my question to them is, but decorum for who? Now think about this, okay, before I start the show. Hi, Bunny Scoggins. Good evening to you. Hi, Beth Collier. Good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Let us know where you are watching us stream from. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. It affects the algorithm and it helps us. More people become aware of our channel and our show. And make sure you subscribe, and the membership link is at the top of the chat. It's time for you to support independent media. If you've seen anything that happened today in the normalizing and the sort of moderate, soft sell of the news that happened last night. Well, he asked Democrats to join him. Now, Congressman, Senator, rather than, what was that shit show last night? Why is he using people as props? What is he doing even holding this? Because you're not supposed to have a State of the Union type thing like this until a year in your presidency. Like, where was that talk instead of, oh, thank you, Senator. Thank you, Congressman, for coming on. Let's discuss this. Now, where was I going? If he defies the courts, then we are in a dictatorship. And those Democrats, that's where I was going. What are they doing? What do they want to have decorum for? Who are they for who? for themselves, for the older members of Congress, for the older people, quite frankly, who think a certain way, that we're living in a time that we don't live in. Because I don't believe the Democrats and the people who are non-Donald Trump supporters and the never Trumpers, and I don't think that they are concerned and they care about decorum. They want the exact opposite. The Democrats are doing to America exactly what the legacy media is doing. They're giving people something that they don't want. They want them to stand up. They want them to call them out on their a-holishness. They want them to show the hypocrisy of what's going on. They want them to match the energy coming from the MAGA right. And yet they are concerned with decorum, except for a few people last night who spoke up. Everybody else with their... Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you. This is what I was like, what are they doing? Stand by. Every time Trump did something, this is what they did. Trump bad. Trump, he bad. Elon, he bad. What? Kristen Thompson, it's real. Trump bad. He bad. Yeah, he's just a mean man. When the people wanted some Al Green energy, hey, sir, you're talking about all this bullshit that you accomplished and what you did, and what about Medicare? What about Medicaid? Hello, my fellow congressmen, Democrats. Where y'all at? Why are you sitting there doing nothing? Why are the gloves still on? Trump bad. They should have walked out with Representative Al Green. Cheryl, bro, you are right. Are you from Louisiana with a name like bro? Breaux. I like that. They should have walked out, and they should have done it one by one every single time. Don, Trump bad is sending me. It's true. Trump bad. Then they would do something like this. Elon mean. He mean. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you remember Cruella DeVille? You're lying, Joe Biden. You're lying. Rah, rah, rah. We're going to show it to you. Oh, and then they have the nerve to say that the Democrats, oh my God, this is the worst thing. Oh, let's clutch some. Oh my God. I can't believe the behavior of the Democrats. They were not standing up. The Democrats did not stand up last night for our dear leader. Oh, come on, guys. Do you see where we are? This is some crazy bullshit we're living. Can we just stop pretending that Donald Trump gives a shit about the American people, that he cares about the Constitution, that he cares about people? Europe is more worried and vocal about Trump than the Dems. Yes, you're right, Hamilton. Trump bad, Elon mean. This is unconstitutional. Either don't show up at all and have an empty side of the chamber from the Democrats to show a complete distaste and show a force against the Republicans or MAGA and Donald Trump, because you don't have to be there. This is not official. This is not an official State of the Union. You don't have to be there. Or walk out every lie, walk out one by one by one. Weak sauce from the Dems all day, every day. Margaret Kell. I hate to keep hitting the Dems because the Republicans are actually doing this, but the Dems are not like, hey, posters like a baseball game or like they're at some auction. Can I get 500 for Elon? 500, 500. I'll take Elon Mean for 500. Can I get Elon Mean for 550, 550? I'll go 550 for Elon Mean. Our next thing we're bidding on is Trump bad painting. I'll start the bidding at 200 for Trump bad. What are you doing? What are you doing? They're following Jeffrey's lead. Amen. Because Jeffrey's, according to the reporting, Jeffrey's told them that they needed to, chill and show some decorum or whatever. And supposedly Nancy, someone said 2,000 over here. Thank you, you guys. How much for a Trump mean? Trump bad. Let's see how high you go. Maybe we should auction something off. Excuse me. Maybe we should auction something off for Trump bad. How much for, can I get Trump bad? Trump bad. I got 500, got 500, got 500 for Trump bad. 500, 500. That's what they were doing. Can I, 2,000. Someone says 2,000, 2,000. Can I get 2,000 for Elon Mean? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hakeem Jeffries telling people we need to, Jeffries told House Democrats to express unity and a tame counter to Trump's address tonight, sources say. That's from a Punch Bowl reporter. What? Tame? Is MAGA tame? Was anything you saw from Donald Trump last night tame? Okay, Pocahontas. Is that tame? You're giving the American people, okay, Linda Ferker says 5,000. I should have done an auction. We could have made some money here, given it to a great charity. Perhaps we could have sent it to the Democrats for the hunt to find some testicles. We could have started the hunt, the search to find some oomph, something. Nancy Pelosi said, keep your decorum. Decorum for what? Y'all got me all riled up here, and I'm just starting. You got me all riled up, and I'm just starting. So as I'm starting here this evening, I'm going to take my time. And I'm going to tell you, let me give you the breaking news, and then we're going to go to all of this bullshit from last night. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show. I'm going to read you the facts and the stuff that I want to tell you, and then we're going to go at it. There is trouble in MAGAville, folks, and this is the breaking news that I'm going to tell you about. Some of it's the Democrats in disarray. That's not breaking news. For once, it's not the Democrats who are in disarray, but they are. This is a Supreme Court Justice John Roberts and Trump-appointed Justice Amy Coney Barrett. They sparked a MAGA meltdown today by siding with the court's 3 liberal justices to reject the Trump administration's request to withhold billions of dollars in foreign aid. Now, I said they sided with the court's 3 liberal justices, and what they actually did, perhaps for a change, some may think, is that they sided with the Constitution and with the law. Is what they decided with, and with the norms of how our country is supposed to operate, that the legislative branch has control over the money and the finances of the country, the purse strings. The Trump administration had sought to renege on $2 billion in payments owed under existing USAID contracts. Now, it must comply with a February 13th court order from District Judge Amir Ali and release the money after the Supreme Court went against President Donald Trump and refused to overturn Ali's order. That decision really caused a MAGA civil war. Amy Coney Barrett taking the brunt of the ire. The woman always takes the brunt of the ire, especially in the Republican Party, because they are sexist. Right-wing influencer Paul A. Cipolla labeled her disgraceful and added that she is as bad she is a bad SCOTUS nominee. Multiple MAGA influencers, including Mike Chernovic, Jack Posobiec, they were among the group who received the bust of a Jeffrey Epstein binder last week. They call Barrett a DEI hire. Anything they don't like is a DEI hire. These people are crazy. And then the other side is, can we have some decorum? And these guys are calling someone, Amy Coney Barrett, a DEI hire. And that's the least of what they're calling her. We're going to show. She is evil, they're saying. Chosen solely because she checked identity politics boxes. That's what Chernovich wrote. Another DEI hire, it always ends badly. These people don't even know what DEI is. Are these people like these? Are they just, these two people must be the dumbest people? Well, I don't know. There's a lot of dumb people in the MAGA, among the MAGA set. Oh my God. So let's get into this breaking news. Let's get into the news. Okay. Let's show, did we show the breaking news? Let's show the breaking news. Here's the report. Supreme Court rejects Trump's bid to avoid paying nearly $2 billion in foreign aid. The Supreme Court on Wednesday voted 5-4 to deny President Donald Trump's emergency bid to avoid paying nearly $2 billion of foreign aid for already completed work. This is all work that people have already completed. By the way, on my way here to California, I sat next to a man who said, we completed our work for the government under contract. They sent in their invoice and they said, nope, we're not paying it. Now he said I think he said his was like maybe $70,000 or $80,000, and he talked to his attorneys, and his attorney said, it's 70, it's not, you're gonna, for going through litigation, it's gonna cost you. He goes, I don't care, it's a principle of the thing. You have to be willing to sacrifice something and to stand up for your principles. Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett were with the three Democratic appointees in a majority, while Republican appointed Justices Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh dissented. This is the first time ACB has gone against MAGA either. Yes, it is not. The divided high court action marks a significant early victory for judicial power over the new administration in a frenzied emergency litigation that has dominated the Trump second term. And you are right. This is not the first time that she has gone against Donald Trump, especially recently. I'm going to give you all of this to you in the context. So that is the breaking news, but I want to give it to you in the context of what happened last night, because the justices were there and because it gives us a great, great vehicle to help you understand the madness that is the MAGA Trump administration, part deux. I'm in a mood. Perhaps, look, I can play a bunch of sound bites for you. I'm going to play some. But you know what really sums it up better? The Lincoln Project, I love their videos. They're actually pretty clever with those videos. The Lincoln Project sums it up for you seriously in 6 seconds. So Andy, make sure we play it from the very beginning, okay? It sums it up for you in 6 seconds. Last night, pretty much everything you need to know if you want the Cliff Notes version. Here it is.
Joe Biden, transgender. Woke Elon Musk.
That's it. Joe Biden, transgender, woke, Elon Musk, boo. That was it. There should have been like, this person, let's give this award, because it was like, they were like handing out. They were handing out like awards or certificates or ribbons last night. Disgusting, using people as props. That's what they were doing last night. The interesting thing is that, you could tell who Donald Trump loved by the number of times that they called him out and the standing ovations that they got. And all of these things, the breaking news, remember, these jobs and some of these funds, these recommendations are coming from DOJ. For the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, where he said, Well, Elon Musk is not the head of Doge. There's this woman who's the head of Doge. Elon Musk is just a presidential advisor in the White House, an advisor to Donald Trump. And yet at the fake State of the Union last night, he said that Elon Musk was the head of Doge. Now, I'm sure the lawyers were like, oh, no. Ah! But the irony of it all, right? The hypocrisy, Donald Trump always gives himself away. Because everyone has been saying, well, wait, what is happening? Why are these people in Doge? They are not elected people. They are non-elected people. They're not even officials. How can they do this? And then Donald Trump, by the way, the grammar is wrong. I know people say it all the time. They say unelected bureaucrats. In order to be unelected, you would have to have been elected before. So it is non-elected, which means never elected. So Trump last night called them unelected bureaucrats, but they are non-elected bureaucrats. And he said, non-elected bureaucrats taking over our government. And then immediately, watch this camera work. This is a shady cameraman right here. Watch this.
Days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just have to laugh. I mean, someone says Don is lit. Sometimes you just have to laugh because it's crazy. I'm going to give you proof and evidence all the time. Remember, you could say unelected. I don't care. I'm just giving you a little grammar lesson because English was probably, if you have a minor, it would be minor. It would be English for me. I know sometimes I don't speak good all the time, but I was good with English. And thank you, Mrs. Prine from high school, who would make us we would have to go and construct sentences and deconstruct sentences, and we'd have to do it mathematically to get us to understand how the English language actually worked, which I'm sure Donald Trump never did. We'd have to dissect sentences. You ever had to do that? Dissect a sentence, and then if you said something that was grammatically incorrect or something that was wrong in class, you got docked for it because she wanted us to speak perfect English, grammatically correct. No minds. That's minds. There's no S on minds. Mine. It's not mine's, it's mine. Anyway, I digress. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, the difference between, this is my big thing. Sorry, let me have this one thing. Point of order, point of whatever. Guys, learn the difference between fewer and less. You don't say like, there were less people at this thing last night than before. The term is there were fewer people. Yeah. And so if there was, you say, in this bottle, there's less liquid. You wouldn't say fewer liquid, but you would say fewer people, less liquid. Okay? So there's a difference between the two words, but people mix them up all the time, and it drives me crazy. Use or when the young kids say verse. Amy Coney Barrett, verse John Roberts. No, it's verses. Inanimate and animate. Oh, I could go on, but anyways. So where was I? Okay, so last night, the craziness and the madness ensued. And the thing that ticked me off the most, obviously, was the kicking out of the congressman, okay? Donald Trump and his non-elected or unelected bureaucrats. Let's show the moment when they kicked out the congressman from Texas last night. Here it is.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
And so then they removed him from the chamber. How do you feel about that? Do you think it was necessary? Was it the energy that people want? How do you feel about that? Because I don't know if it was necessary. And I did not think it was that out of the box, was it? Did you guys think it was that? Was it that serious? The reason I'm asking you if it was that serious is because you know that I'm glad it almost came out of my mouth. As if I was speaking to my mom, or my mom was speaking to me. She'd be like, I'm gonna channel my mother. This is not me saying it. My mother would say, that girl, you know, that one up at the podium at the White House. You know that girl I'm talking about? Yeah, that one. That's not me saying it. That's my mom saying it. My mom would say, that girl. Because Caroline Leavitt, and it says, who is the White House press secretary, she said her pearls, I think she clutched them so hard that they fell off and they just rolled on the floor. Perhaps, I don't know if they're real or not, but you know, that was the most shameful behavior. And she was, oh my gosh, how dare you? Here's Caroline Leavitt.
Behavior of Democrats last night was completely disgraceful and demonstrated how severely out of touch they are with the American public. It was the most shameful moment in the history of presidential addresses in that beautiful chamber. And
now, I will say this on her behalf, and I will say this, I will cut her some slack. You want me to tell you why I'm going to cut her some slack? Well, kind of. I always say I'm a little shady with my slack. I will cut her some slack because she is young. She's 27 years old, and perhaps she does not have a sense of history. And maybe she was just, you know, maybe she was like in elementary school or junior high school or something when some of these things happened at official States of the Union. Maybe she just didn't know. And maybe someone should sit down and say, hey, baby, honey, so last night was not a big deal. And our party has stuff that it said they've done stuff far worse than this in that chamber at official. So we probably don't want to go out there saying this. It's not slack, y'all. Come on, you know what I'm saying. You probably don't want to go out and saying this because, you know, then you're going to be contradicted and you're going to embarrass yourself. Right? Okay. You can tell I got a little sleep. I took a nap today. I was exhausted this morning. I didn't know what I was talking about. Because perhaps she doesn't remember the GOP treatment. Let me just show you this. Do we have the one? Let's just show this one from Barack Obama, the black president, and no one had ever said this to a president. Let's show you that one.
Reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true. And one more misunderstanding I want to clear up. Under our plan, no federal dollars will.
Excuse me? Someone just said, how about when they yelled at Obama and I put it up? Come on, I got you. Can we play that again? Because I'm like, what? That was, that you lie was a hard R. Because that shit had never happened before. Not with all the other men, the white men presidents before him. That you lie was a hard R. Let's hear that again.
Reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true. And one more misunderstanding I want to clear up.
Okay, let me just say that. I don't know if I could be president because it would have been like, oh, excuse me, y'all. The mic. You want to take this outside? I believe that's where we are right now. Oh, I found in the chat. Hold down, class. Don't read ahead. Please. In the workbook. I got you. Do we wait? First of all, find me the picture of Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, so we're gonna put that one up. But before we get to that one, now this is Joe Biden, and this was Cruella DeVille and others back in the day with Joe Biden. Okay, now think about this. Now listen. Now I want you to listen. This was one man last night who was standing up. The rest of the Democrats were sitting down. They were quiet. Now this is Cruella DeVille, Taylor Greene, in her Cruella DeVille outfit, and all of the other Republicans supporting her, gassing her up, backing her up. And Caroline Leavitt is like, oh my gosh, the Democrats. Here it is.
Contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't.
I'm a liar.
Well, I'm glad to see you. No, I tell you, I enjoy conversion. It means if Congress doesn't keep the programs the way they are, they'd go away. Other Republicans say, I'm not saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant, but it's being proposed by individuals. I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you. Look, folks.
Mr. Green, take your seat.
Okay,
Take
now
your seat,
pause
sir.
it, please. Pause it. Okay. So that was the thing that Joe Biden, you guys thought, Joe Biden lost us up or whatever. But Joe Biden, don't sleep on Joe Biden because he had been there before. These congressional Senate chambers, whatever, he lived there. He'd been there forever. Someone is telling me our poll should have whatever the poll is up. I don't see it because I'm watching the live feed. Should also have a choice that says none of the above. I don't know what the poll is. But I want you to see the difference because Joe Biden actually interacted with him. He went back and forth with him. He understands that this is the people's house and that the lawmakers are sitting there and they would like decorum, but people don't always do that, especially if you're heated or whatever. So what does he do? Excuse me. He doesn't get his, what's all in a bunch. He's like, okay, well, let me meet you where you are. Yeah, it is being proposed. Let me explain to you what's happening. Joe Biden clapped back from the podium. Didn't say, we will remain order. Nobody stood up and said, Nancy Pelosi did not stand up and say, we must maintain order in here or we're going to kick your ass out. Nobody said that. Joe Biden's like, I got this. Oh, really? You want to fight? Okay, let me just tell you about yourself. But the Republicans can't do that. So you saw what happened with Marjorie, Cruella DeVille, Taylor Greene in her outfit. And then I'll show you the other thing of them, her and Lauren Boebert and another one standing up. And then her within the chamber last night with a MAGA hat on. They have nerve to say, okay, God, Zelensky, you need to wear a suit, whatever. They're crazy. And they're hypocrites. Okay, so back it up a little bit. Now, let's see. That was Joe Biden. And now this was last night, right? Joe Biden is like, hey, let me show you, hey, okay, calm down. This is last night because they can't handle it. They're big fucking babies.
You want the algorithm one again?
No, this one. The same one that we're playing.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, play it.
Folks.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Were they telling him, you can tell me in the chat, were they telling me, man, sit your ass down. Sit down, boy, sit down. Didn't you hear me say sit down? Is that what they were saying? Now that I look at it, is that what they were saying? And why do the Democrats just sit there? Yup. Sit down. You better sit down. You better listen to me. That's what they were saying. That now, I'm watching it, that pissed me off. See the difference? Do you see the difference? Who's trying to tell me something? Anyone?
I was gonna say, Don, that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And there is a very curious, I'd say, rhyming to history of white conservatives telling black people when and where to sit, from my point of view.
Yeah. Like on buses? It's getting hot in here. Sit down. Or we're going to kick you out of the house that you were elected to do business, the business of the people in. They are a bunch of cowards. Just push back a little, May Money, right? Do something. Now, let me just show you, because he wasn't just doing this for, he wanted attention. He wasn't doing this because he's a never anti-Trumper. I'm just going to show you why he was doing it. And then I'm going to show you their reaction even today, who they're trying to tell people to sit down. Do we have Al Green outside explaining why he did it?
Yes.
Let's play it. Now listen, there's a reason he did it. And it's a good reason. Reason.
The president said he had a mandate. And I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people, and they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid. He needs to save Medicaid, protect it. We need to raise the cap on Social Security. There's a possibility that it's going to be hurt, and we've got to protect Medicare. These are the safety net programs that people in my congressional district depend on. And this president seems to care less about them and more about the number of people that he can remove from the various programs that have been so helpful to so many people. It is the best way to get it across to a person who uses his incivility against our civility. He is a person who has consistently been used incivility against civility.
So do you think it was a mandate? Is that what you said?
Well, look, I'm willing to suffer whatever punishment is available to me. I didn't say to anyone, don't punish me. I've said I'll accept the punishment, but it's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security.
So were you saying
Okay,
you
got to be willing to what? Sacrifice something. He's willing to stand up, and he's not saying, how dare them kick me out? They should not have kicked me out. He's saying, I am willing to take whatever punishment it is because I am fighting for the people. Oh, you guys don't hear me. He is willing to take whatever punishment is meted out because he's fighting for the people, and he realizes some stupid fucking censure doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Do you know how many times civil rights workers, do you know how many times John Lewis, do you know how many times Dr. King and others, how they went to jail, real jail? A censure, who gives a crap? Does anybody care about a damn censure? Good trouble. Micaiah, you're right. Good trouble. That is a badge of honor, not something that we have to treat it a certain way. Why didn't the Democrats stand up and do something? Why didn't they? And then today, This is how they treated this man who stood up for his constituents and stood up for his rights and stood up for the people of America, the people who need Medicare and Medicaid. This is what the House did today. This is a motion against Al Green. I'm going to play some of it. This is the thanks that he got.
Madam Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intention to raise a question of privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. House Resolution number 189. Whereas on March 4th, 2025, during the joint session of Congress convened pursuant to House Concurrent Resolution 11, the President of the United States, speaking at the invitation of the House and Senate, had his remarks interrupted by the representative from Texas, Mr. Green. Whereas the conduct of the representative from Texas disrupted the proceedings of the joint address and was a breach of proper conduct, and whereas after numerous disruptions, the representative from Texas had to be removed from the chamber by the Sergeant at Arms, now therefore be it resolved that Representative Al Green be censured. Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and Representative Al Green be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker.
You're muted, Don.
Who cares? Thank you, Rosalina Lozado. Yeah, that's some SDE right there. Thank you. Should he care? No. He should go out and accept it, and they should applaud him. His party should show up if they do it, and they should applaud him and thank him, and there should be streamers and balloons and confetti if they indeed do it. Or perhaps, I don't know, should he defy? No, I don't think he should defy it. He should say, I accept the censure. Thank you. Good, great. Because that censure is a joke. In the meantime, the Democrats are responding to what happened last night. Okay, now this is a tale of two cities. You tell me what energy you like. And this is how do you say the right hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing without saying the right hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing? Two very different Democratic responses. I want to know which one you like.
Trump loves to say peace through strength. That's actually a line he stole from Ronald Reagan. But let me tell you, after the spectacle that just took place in the Oval Office last week, Reagan must be rolling in his grave. We all want an end to the war in Ukraine, but Reagan understood that true strength required America to combine our military and economic might with moral clarity. As a Cold War kid, I'm thankful it was Reagan and not Trump in office in the 1980s. Trump would have lost us the Cold War.
The Trump administration is a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for the billionaire class. Notwithstanding some of their rhetoric, this is a government that could care less about ordinary Americans and the working families of our country. My friends, we are no longer moving toward oligarchy. We are living in an oligarchic society.
I know which one I like. I know which one I like. It's Bernie with a B. Because I had been telling you that we're in a dictatorship, and my producers keep pushing back. Not yet, Don. We don't know. And I respect them or whatever, the people, but I'm telling you, we are in trouble, and it is time. If we don't do it now, it's over. If we don't do it now, it's over. Also, Chris Murphy, the Democrat, with the same energy, with the energy that I would like to see. Do we have Chris Murphy?
Yeah, I have it.
Let's play it.
This may look a little schizophrenic, having gone from spending 2 years writing big bipartisan deals on guns or on immigration to now, being out front in trying to fight for the survival of the democracy and using really tough language about my Republican colleagues. But I think, when somebody's trying to grab power, when somebody's trying to destroy democracy, they benefit from people who are static, who refuse to be nimble. I mean, every Democrat could just continue to run in the same direction they've been running for the last 10 years, or you could realize that this moment is different, that this threat is unique. And to me, we don't have another year to fight.
Okay, pause, please.
Attempt to destroy.
Pause. Okay, guys, I love you. I love you. I love you to death. Okay, I want you to hit the thumbs up, all of that stuff. Someone is saying no more dim bashing. I'm not bashing Dims. Let me just say, whoever said that said no more. I'm not bashing the Dims. I'm trying to get the Dims to understand the moment that we're in. That a democracy is on the line, that I believe we're already in a dictatorship. And guess who can fight that? Who's supposed to be fighting against that? Who's supposed to be representing the people? That's the Democratic Party. So I'm not bashing the Dems. I'm just holding up a mirror to the Dems. Democrats, nobody gives a shit about decorum anymore. Democrats, nobody cares about who is in seniority and whatever. They want the people want who they want. They want the people out front who are speaking their language. I am not a Democrat, but I support the Democrats because they are the bulwark. They're the only thing at least trying to keep our democracy together, and they're not doing a good job. They're not meeting the moment. So whoever in the chat said no more Democrat bashing, bashing is not telling people you're supposed to represent the people. Now, let me just say this. I said this about I respect Nancy Pelosi and Hakeem Jeffries, and again, their intelligence, their mastery of the House and what they do. I do 100%. But some people are not built for everything. They may not be built for this moment. I don't think that they are. I think there's too much history. There's too much the way things were and the way things should be and whatever. It's too much. We're not there anymore. We need some people who are leading. We need some people who know social media. We need some people who know how the media works. We need people who are not enamored with sort of the patina of legacy media that people are getting their information from here where you are and on social media. Some people who get that. Someone said to me the other day, look, I understand what you're saying, Don, and I agree with you, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to criticize the first black man to be in that position. Okay, great. I'm glad he's the first black man to be in that position, but I just want to win. I just want our democracy intact. I don't want to live in an oligarchy or dictatorship or an autocracy. I don't care if it is a purple, lesbian, transgender, Republican man who is going to save us. I don't care, with green or blue hair. I don't care. I want someone who understands the danger that we're in right now. I don't care about their color. I don't care about their gender. I don't care about their sexuality. I don't care. I don't care what party they're in. I really don't give a fuck. I don't care. I want to win. I want our country back. Do you guys understand? You may be mad at me. I don't care if you're mad at me. I'm telling you the truth. So if you're mad, hit the thumbs up. If you're happy, hit it. I don't care. I think Chris Murphy, he's trying. He's not like some young, he's not as young as the Doge kids. He's probably not on TikTok all day, but I think he's getting it. He's trying. He's out there. He's not saying decorum. Do you see what he's saying about? He said, I think he is holding up a mirror to the Democrats. And he is a Democrat. He says, I think the Democrats need to figure out what moment that we're in right now. Keep playing it.
Our democracy might be gone in 6 months. And so I have taken the energy that I used to put into other issues and channeled it all into trying to raise the alarm for my colleagues and for the American public about what's happening. Because if we don't mobilize America right now against these billionaires and against these attempts to destroy our democracy, then by the summer, the democracy might be gone. We might not even notice, and the Trump family might rule forever.
That man is not 100, but where I come from in Louisiana, where they say he is 100% right. In the meantime, you're like, oh, well, you got to do the old guy has seniority and he needs to be in charge of the whatever committee this is, and this guy needs to be and this whatever, because of this they need to be in charge, and we can't criticize because of that, and we can't. Politics is about winning, and then when you win, then you can put in all the people you want of all different backgrounds and all different ethnicities when you win, because that is what Donald Trump is doing and has done. He put in all of his misfit cabinet of misfit whatever people in who don't even deserve to be in those positions. Because what? He won. He cared about winning, and he won, and then he got to do whatever he wanted. So Democrats, when you win, then tell me I'm not going to criticize this person, I'm not going to do this. But until then, I don't want to hear the shit. I want to hear how you're going to win. I want to hear what your version of Project 2025 is. What is your version? How do you plan to take it back? How are you helping Chris Murphy? How are you helping AOC? How are you helping Jasmine Crockett? How are you helping the people who the people have chosen? Why you may not like her policies, but why did people vote for Donald Trump and AOC on the same ticket? Could it be perhaps that they are authentic and they are not so demure, and they don't worry about decorum and respectability? That they are meeting the moment with the energy that it deserves? Eric Swalwell as well, Maxwell Frost. Could it be that? Tim Miller, our friends over at the Bulwark, James Carville, talking on America and how they believe. I think that they're in our camp. I think that they're in my camp. I have not heard of. The producers just told me you need to listen. So let's listen together. Here it is.
I'm gonna go back to the whole country could collapse, which is something you said, which is like, you feel crazy.
Stand by. Let me explain this, because I'm from Louisiana. They are wearing Mardi Gras colors. James may have on an LSU hat because they're purple and gold. I'm not sure, but this is the Mardi Gras energy. And yesterday was Fat Tuesday, and so that's why they're wearing these outfits. But back it up from the beginning, and let me just explain to them. So they are talking about, again, what's happening in America. And by the way, if you're watching now, make sure you hit the thumbs up, make sure you hit the like, support us. It affects the algorithm. More people get to become aware of our channel and our content and our conversation. And I'm going to read some of your thoughts on all of this in a moment. Okay, so let's play Tim and James.
I want to go back to the whole country could collapse, which is something you said, which is like, you feel crazy sometimes. You feel like an alarmist when you're saying stuff like this, but I just look across all of the variables of what you're seeing with the tariffs and the trade wars, what you're seeing with the corruption and the grift, what you're seeing with the austerity, the inflation, Trump maybe going to bully the Fed. Scott Bessent's out this morning talking about how they need to lower rates, which is also inflationary. And on top of that, we'll get to in segment 2, all the Ukraine stuff. Like, it does feel unbelievably tenuous, right? Like we're at the beginning stages of something that could go very, very bad.
Yes, right? Of course. Yeah, it is. And you have these tariffs, of which, even if you just think about them, how could they be a good idea? Some people say, well, we had a tariff in the early 80s to save the American car industry. It was pretty limited. So you have the tariffs against Mexico. Well, Mexico, if you want to send Ford assembles a plant in Mexico and they send wheels from the the Dallas area plant, do they have to pay 20% for the steering wheel to cross the? I don't know. And then when it comes back, I have no idea. The head explodes.
Right.
And then when you put on top of this the possibility of a default, it's real dangerous. Now, what I would say about interest rates, actually, the 10-year the yield on a 10-year treasury is going down, but don't understand why that's happening. Investors have no confidence that the economy is going to grow any in the next 10 years because of this. So in one sense, you might, you know what? The easiest way to kill inflation and to get low interest rates is start a goddamn depression, okay? That'll handle the problem pretty quickly and effectively.
Oh my God!
I mean, think about
ugly.
it. It's really ugly.
Guys, and looks like they had a few drinks there. I love it. I come from Louisiana. We talk shit like that all the time, with a few drinks. So that's why people are like, did he say that? Yeah, I did. I said it. I say things all the time because that's just how I grew up. It's in my DNA. It shocks people. You can disagree with James. A lot of people disagree with James right now. A lot of people don't think that he's right. To boot, that's where I'm from. You're right in the comments. Thank you. But I appreciate their willingness and their candor to be able to talk about it candidly, to be able to go there where people are afraid, right? To be able to go there where people are afraid. What are you guys willing to sacrifice? What do you do in this moment? Because you guys ask me all the time and I give you my advice, but I want to know, Baton Rouge, Don? Yes, Baton Rouge, thank you. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to do? Because you have to be willing to do it. I can talk to you all the time, every single day about, being willing to sacrifice something that I believe that we're in a dictatorship right now because he's defying all the judges, everything. He's defying everything. And no one is stopping him. So what are you guys willing to do about this? Are you just going to bitch at me and say, oh my gosh, well, he is bashing the Democrats? I'm not bashing the Democrats. I want the Democrats to win. I just want them to be stronger. I just keep wanting them to be stronger and to be more strategic and politically more savvy and with their messaging and with everything. Because there's so much material. When we put the show together every day, my gosh, we have so much material. What do we put in? What do we take out? It's so much material for them to work with. So what do you do? What do we do? I know that you're here because you don't want, things that are filtered through corporate media because they're normalizing. I know you don't want the normalization. So do you want the normalization from your very own politicians that are supposed to help you? Do you want them rushing over, shaking people's hands? The land of misfit toys, Donald Trump cabinet? Do you want the Democrats running over doing that and pretending that this is normal, or just sitting there quietly, or just sitting there going? In the meantime, he's spouting lie after lie after lie about the border, about the economy, about everything, calling people Pocahontas. And you want decorum? Who are we? What are we? What are we doing? What do you want? Put up some comments for me, producers, because I want to read it. What do you want? Because I'm not exactly sure of what you want. What can you sacrifice? What can you do? What are you willing to do? If you're mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. Someone says, I want Bernie. Step up. How do we get rid of him? They tried impeaching him twice. Impeach Bernie said protest. I said Bernie 5 years ago. I'm reading the comments. This isn't me speaking. We need to be in the street, says Nikki. Alexa says we need to protest. A whole new world, says TR. I will absolutely protest, says Amy C. I want peace, says someone in the comments. I want Jason Bourne, says someone in the comments. Let's march, says Portia. Quit bashing Democrats, says Kay. I'm not bashing Democrats. Some people don't like to hear the truth. I'm sorry. I'm not going to agree with you, and you're not going to agree with me 100% of the time. Get Schumer out, someone says. Are you supporting Democrats just because they're Democrats? Are you doing exactly what the reverse of the other side is that Democrats can do no wrong? Can we not criticize Democrats? Do you want us to be like the MAGA folks and not criticize people, not put them in line, not hold them accountable? Because you're saying I'm not bashing a Democrat. I'm just saying we're supposed to live in a democracy and we're supposed to be able to criticize our leaders. First Amendment. Democrats need to take advantage of these horrendous town halls to push their message, turn the tides as people are waking up to Trump's ridiculousness, bring the nation's majority into the fight. I don't know. And now here we are in a moment where this man is up against the judicial branch who is telling him that he needs to pause on some of these things. Okay? Now I showed it. This was the breaking news. They are so upset by this, about the SCOTUS ruling, and about Amy Coney Barrett and John Roberts voting with the Democrats, that they are now calling her Amy Comrade or Amy Commie Barrett. That is right-wing loon Jack Posobiec. Amy Coney Barrett, DEI judge. And then this cat turd, you guys, I don't know if you know about him. Amy Coney Barrett. Peter, who works with me, tweeted this. Well, this is what cat turd said, right? Amy Coney Barrett. And I can't read the top, sorry, because I'm in the live. Now, Amy Coney Barrett, they said this is the first time, someone pointed out in the chat that this isn't the first time that she went against Donald Trump in voting. Now we have this for you. I want you to check out her look, right? Because a picture tells 1,000 words and a video tells millions, maybe billions of words. This is Amy Coney Barrett reacting to Trump's fake State of the Union last night. Even Brett Kavanaugh, did you see that? But he still voted with him. We are in some strange times. Now, you saw Marjorie Taylor Greene last night. Marjorie Taylor Greene had the MAGA hat on. She was in the chamber in a MAGA hat. They're always talking about decorum. Now, is it for her to wear this MAGA-esque hat in the thing? And there's been all of this outrage about Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, not wearing a suit. And by the way, the people who are fighting back in these town halls, they are Republicans, by the way. That's why when I talk about Democrats, the people who are going to these town halls, and someone's right, that they should go, someone in the chat said they should go to these meetings and take advantage of that, and I believe that is true. And Bernie Sanders is doing that. He's going to meetings. He's holding bipartisan meetings around the country. And then it took a conservative network to ask Caroline Leavitt about this whole Elon Musk and not wearing a suit. Now, you tell me if you think she is answering the question here. Watch.
Yeah.
We know that some officials here were miffed that Zelensky showed up last week without a suit for his meeting in the Oval Office, but Elon Musk never wears a suit.
He did last night.
So what is the dress code?
Well, Elon Musk wore a suit last night. I'm sure you saw it.
Was he spooked by the Zelensky, Zelensky getting kicked out?
No, I don't think so. I'm just pointing out that he did wear a suit last night, and I think the president liked that very much.
She got all kind of kiki with Peter Doocy, with the conservative reporter. Now imagine if someone from another network had asked her that. Next question. I'm just saying. But she did not answer the question. What is a dress code? Why do people get so bent out of shape? Why did Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend get so bent out of shape about Volodymyr Zelensky, who's in the middle of a war, not wearing a suit? There's so much material. Are they taking advantage of it? Are they meeting the moment with the fire and the heat that is warranted? And not just that, are they meeting the moment with the fire and the heat that the American people deserve? Because we know what's happening on the other side. I spend 90% of the time criticizing the other side, talking about the ridiculousness of the Republican Party right now, which is the MAGA party, what Donald Trump is doing, what he is saying, what Caroline Leavitt is doing, what Caroline Leavitt is saying, what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing, all the time. So just like a modicum of correction or truth for the Democrats, it's met with, you can't criticize them. Then you're as bad as the other side if you say that. Because you can't criticize. That's the thing. That's one of the tenets of a cult, is that you can't criticize the leaders or the leader. So I don't want to be, I'm not a Democrat, but I don't want to be associated with any group or any party that you can't criticize. I'm sorry. That's just un-American. I said what I said. Okay, guys, look, I've read some of your comments. I am happy that you're here. I am exhausted. I am traveling. And as I told you, I'm doing something here in Los Angeles. I'll tell you it later. You'll have clips. You'll see some of it. And the other thing is that I will be in Canada on Friday, and I'm going to talk to them about these tariffs, and you'll get to see that. But someone in the thank you for that. Whoever in the comments said, eyes wide open. You are 100% right. Eyes wide open. And you know what the sister, or you know what the sibling of eyes wide open is? That means woke. Stay woke in the original way that it was meant to stay woke. Is to understand the moment that you're in, understand the history of this country, understand what's going on, especially on the other side. Bob, thank you. Bob said, thank you. Don't apologize. I'm not apologizing. But before you get out of here, please, guys, can you make sure that you're a subscriber? Just because you're a member doesn't mean you're a subscriber. And so let me just shout out some people because I'm so happy, and put some new members up if you can, producers. Gina Clark, thank you for becoming a new member. MJ, welcome. Crystal Wainwright, thank you for becoming a member. Stacy Dickerson, I missed someone, the one before. Olga Soda Benoit, thank you so much. Cat, I'm so glad that you became a member. MJ became a member. Sergio is a member. Sergio Diaz. Rican RN1 is a member. Thank you all. Emily Miller. Suzette Lehman, member. Renee Stovall, new member. Caddy T, new member. Thank you, guys. Eartha Garrett is a new member. Sunny is a new member. Welcome. Welcome to the Elimination. Bald Thanos, welcome to the Elimination. Caddy T, thank you for your very generous support of independent media. Okay? So again, we love for you to subscribe. The memberships are extremely reasonable. I think we're lower than most people because we wanted to keep it where everyone can afford to become a member. And we have to do it because that's how we stay streaming. We don't have the big contracts from the media, corporate and all that. Okay. I love being a Lemonhead. I love that you guys are Lemonhead. I love that you're part of the Lemon Nation. Billy Walnuts, welcome to the Lemon Nation. All of you folks who support us. Okay. So I will see you tomorrow morning. Guess what? Okay. So Nick, so tomorrow morning, if all goes well, I will be back in New York. I'll talk to them about 8 o'clock. I know you guys want me telling that. I will be back in New York tomorrow morning because I'm taking a red eye. Woo! That's going to be rough. Taking a red eye, landing at 8, and I should be on with you guys by 10. So hopefully everything goes right, or don't blame CP time if the flight is late. 8 o'clock tonight, we're going to drop something for you to see. We're going to talk about the world and something that's really, really, really important to you. And this time, it's not a bashing of the Democrats. It's actually a mirror for the Republicans. Pride comes before the fall. And not paying attention to those town halls around the country, halting them because, oh, you know what? We don't want to hear what the people have to say. History may not repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Okay, Jennifer, welcome. Karen, welcome. A lot of folks, all of you new members. Okay, thank you so much. And as I always say, when I log off, turn the TV off. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support.